Welcome to our retirement, folks.
Morning.
Morning. Welcome to the Krankenhausen. Bit of German.
Yeah. What does it mean?
Sick house.
The sick house. Oh dear. Yeah.
Right. Oh, well, we'll just cover yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went up to the meeting in the studios, and yeah, we got a lot more information. We met all women.
Yeah, they're all ladies.
I think the signwriter might be a bloke.
Yeah, there's a signwriter moving in at the big space at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said she had a lot of people after that.
Aye. She did, yeah.
Designers, clothes designers, and
yeah, all sorts, yeah.
yeah.
In
She said
demand.
it were first come, first served, so
In demand for these studios.
he must have been first one there,
Right.
signwriter, who applied.
Yeah, well, I've got the keys.
Yeah. You
Uh,
filled in some information that the owners wanted.
Yeah, I have, yeah. Sorted
Signed it.
the payments and all, the contract and all that, done all that. We had coffee with a few artists there.
Got you a gluten-free cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Orange and there were cakes galore arriving on a van, and that's for today when they have the open market in another building on site, don't
Right.
they? And some are upstairs. I don't know. Couldn't make out what that was going on upstairs.
No.
It's in the building that does the sewing bee. If anybody knows what that programme is, it's on every so often with the little lady.
That wasn't the back of us, was it? In cafeteria?
No, love.
Oh.
No. I think I got the impression that the lady who were in the gallery in the coffee bit was someone who helps. Is it John who we're talking to you with keys? We call him John.
I can't remember their names.
All right. We're talking to him because he wanted some information on getting
Charity.
some
We've got
work.
charity status.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know about
Paperwork for
bits and pieces about charity, how to run a charity and stuff.
Yeah, she's on the board, this lady.
Yeah.
And she obviously digs out things for them and sort of helps them with paperwork on finding things on
Right,
computer and that.
organisation.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And we stumbled. I should have filmed it. It's a pity I didn't.
We will do when we go again.
Stumbled on this. It's a new place that's just opened, selling record players. You know, proper vinyl record players. Sort of, most of it's sort of expensive.
We did have a few
quality stuff. But I think you, when on video, in Fish Shop, you said that you were telling them that he built these cabinets to stand them on, although really.
That was what he did, really. That was his
Right.
profession, I think. And he just obviously got into learning all about the stereos, yeah.
I only recognise one name, I think it was Garrard. That they've been around since I was younger. Garrard decks.
Ah. Lovely shop.
It was.
And the stuff that he'd actually made to fit round speakers and well, immaculate work, wasn't it?
Yeah. I tell you what, there's some blooming talented people in there.
Yeah.
In that place.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We've only met one or two of them.
Aye. I know. Don't know what I'm doing in there.
And the deck guy's wife, she was very pleasant. I think she was telling us all about it.
What guy's wife?
The deck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She was nice. Really. Everybody's so friendly, aren't they?
They are.
So full of enthusiasm.
Yeah. Well, that's what you need, isn't it?
Wow.
Bit of that passing on.
Yeah. yeah. Pass it on. Please, yeah. Could do with it. Anyway, I've had a message, comment from someone, a follower, about the park home. Why did we leave it? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you about the park home and the site, and then I'll tell you why we left.
Yeah. The reason we went there is because of me, because I don't drive, and it was on the edge of Brigg.
Yeah, right on the edge
Right
of
on the edge. I mean, I could
Town,
walk
Brigg.
in. There were supermarkets, there were Lidl and Tesco's and
The doctors.
and it just
Dentist.
made more sense being nearer, didn't it?
Yeah, and we lived in a piano cottage in Waddingham, and it was an old property. And we knew that as we got older, there would be no way we'd be able to maintain it. So we needed to, well, I wanted to downsize anyway. Well, this park that we went on, it was a privately owned park by a family who lived in Brigg. It wasn't one of these multinationals or what have you, whatever they are. And it was over 50s and no kids.
Well, there weren't any children on the park, but I mean, you could have grandchildren and that to stay. It wasn't exclusive.
But it was for over 50s without kids who wanted to live on there.
Yeah.
And it was residential.
Yeah.
I mean, we paid 70,000 for it when we bought it. And when we sold it, we sold it for 85,000. And you have to remember, I don't suppose the law's changed. You have to give 10% when you sell it. You have to give 10% back to the owner. We had to give him make 8,500 when we sold ours. That's not to do with parks. It's government that.
Well, it was. I don't know whether it's changed or not.
The electric, you bought a card from the manager who lived on the site in a bungalow at the entrance, and you bought electric cards from her. I think they were £5 each. And you just shoved it in meter and it topped it up. And the gas was bottled gas.
Which you bought from?
Which you bought from them as well. Yeah, you couldn't buy it from anywhere else. You had to buy it from them. And we had to pay ground rent and rates. Ground rent and rates.
Sorry.
And we enjoyed living in it. It was a 40 foot by 20, a double. And it was lovely. It was quiet. The park home was nice.
It had a lovely big kitchen and living dining room, didn't it?
Yeah.
And either you could have 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms and an office, which had double doors that opened out at front, didn't they?
Yeah.
That one room and a bathroom. I'd have preferred if it had have had a shower, but it didn't. It had a bath in it, didn't it?
Yeah. We had to buy this special paint. I think we bought it from Barnsley. A texture sort of coat stuff. It's flexible stuff. And I were having to paint it. What I'd do, I used to paint one long side and a short side one year, and one long side and a short side the following year. So I wasn't doing it all at one go. So it's not without maintenance. You have to keep painting it.
And you built a big decking round
yeah,
it,
I did.
did you?
Built a great big decking round it. And we enjoyed living in it.
We did.
It was very nice. But the reason why we sold it was because I wanted to retire. And if we'd have stayed there, we'd have just about been able to afford to pay all the bills, buy food and live. And we won't have had very much money left for aught else.
And at that time we had a caravan.
Yeah, we had a Caravan,
which we stored in a compound, sort of at the back of us. You had to walk quite a way round, like, to get to it, or drive, didn't you? And they started changing the rules in the compound.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
Wanted to know a load of stuff that we didn't think they ought to know.
Yeah. And I fancied.
He's always fancied
living in. Well, in fact, I wanted to live in a
caravan.
In a van, in the caravan, but and just tour around. But I knew we needed a base. We felt we needed a base where we could register a doctor's. And so we thought a static caravan on a site somewhere would be the answer, and it'd give us money. We'd have money left over to travel with. So that's why we didn't sell it, because something horrible happened.
Oh, we didn't like it.
Or that we didn't like it. I mean, subsequently, after we left, Mick sold up to a multinational. Now I'm not.
Fair with what
No,
happened,
I'm not really. I don't really know what's happened since then.
Things have gone up on there, haven't they? But things have gone up everywhere.
Things would have gone up even with Mick.
Yeah.
But
it was just because we didn't have any pensions or out.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any spare money, did we?
No.
We got pension-wise.
Yeah.
Not very much.
We're on a very, very basic pension we're on.
I only get half of what Trevor got.
Yeah, you do. So that's why we did what we did. But now that park we didn't like. We loved the van we bought,
Oh,
the
yeah,
Caravan.
the static.
We sold the touring Caravan, and we loved the static.
Oh, yeah.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was just what we wanted,
Yeah.
really. It wasn't too big, and
Yeah.
yet you could have people over to stay.
It was lovely, but we didn't like the park.
No.
So,
Well, it were in the middle of nowhere, really, wasn't it? It wasn't,
yeah, not like Brig.
no, it wasn't like Brig. So if you wanted to go shopping,
But most of them are, aren't they?
yeah, if you wanted to go shopping,
To get a car.
you had to get in car. Oh, I mean, if there was something up with Trevor, you had to ring some kind of support bus up and it'd come.
Link.
I never,
A link
yeah,
bus or
a
something.
link bus it was called, I think.
Oh, you could have it delivered. You know, we did have
you
it
could have it delivered.
delivered.
The thing was that they didn't want to come into the park for some reason, round to us. They
Only
wanted
to us?
drop it off at.
Everybody
Yeah.
else got it, but not. They won't come into the park for us.
Yeah,
For
which
some
was
reason.
weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Ernie banging.
Ernie. Yeah. So I hope that's of some use to you.
Yeah. Mm.
It's just like living in a bungalow, really.
Yeah, it was.
On a private park, you know.
Mm. We did enjoy it.
Yeah.
And
And
it
there we are.
just meant I didn't have to rely on you all the time to take me somewhere for shopping or
Yeah.
to doctors or what have you.
Yeah. You just walked in.
Yeah.
It
And
was
I
dead
were
on.
fitter then.
Eh?
I were fitter then.
Yeah, you are. So were I.
Right.
You know, do think back sometimes.
Yeah.
Still got this cold thing.
Mm.
I do think back sometimes and think how much fitter that I was.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know whether living in the camper kept me fit.
Mm. Mm. I mean, you used to do walks, long walks.
I did.
You'd guarantee you'd get lost.
Go, I used to really get myself in some.
Oh, so it took him miles and miles away from where he needed to be.
Oh, I've come back at dark, haven't I?
Yeah.
Absolutely exhausted.
Mm. When you went on that walk from Caravan, from camper, and you went down the road and you met this chap at this gate.
Oh yeah.
And he told you,
Just keep turning right.
keep turning right.
Yeah, I said, do I have to go back where I've come to get to so-and-so where I was? Or can I get round that way? He said, yeah, just keep turning right and it'll bring you back.
I did. Hours later.
Oh, walking along. And it got darker and darker. And I thought, I'm going to have to knock on a door here. But the trouble was, I couldn't remember the name of the place where we were. Site where we were. So I thought, how am I going to tell anybody what I'm looking for?
They'd probably know
Yeah, they would, probably, yeah.
where campsite.
That was near West Brom, somewhere on the edge of West Brom.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, we were working our way down towards Somerset and beyond. We were always going that way, weren't we?
Yeah.
Gloucestershire, Somerset, into Devon.
Yeah.
I think we only once got into Cornwall, didn't we?
Yeah.
We've only done it once. Cornwall.
Yeah. Well, you always said it's too busy, didn't you?
Well, it was.
And the roads were sort of narrow, weren't they? And camper were a big thing.
We were at Caravan.
In Caravan. Oh, that were even bigger.
It was. I said eventually, I think we're going to have to get out of Cornwall. I'm fed up with these narrow little roads. Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't see over edges in
That were in Somerset.
Could you? Because they were
So high.
they were so high. You saw nothing around you.
You're in this beautiful countryside. You couldn't see it.
When you were driving.
When you were driving, yeah.
On these little roads, could you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember going. We stayed on that site that had that little swimming pool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it wasn't much of a pool at all.
It had a funny name, didn't it, that?
Yeah. And they did it. It must have been around Easter because they did duck race.
Yeah.
On a little stream that ran through it.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Yeah. Kerrypole Mill.
That's it, yeah.
Kerrypole Mill. That's what they called it.
I mean, I were grateful for the swimming pool, but it wasn't not to scream about.
Only
Wasn't it?
about 2 strokes and you were on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bank holiday weekend, I remember.
Yeah.
Because on bank holiday Monday, we drove to Minehead.
Ah.
And we stopped at Blue Harbour on the way, didn't we? Yeah. But fortunately, well, later on, I thought I'll leave it till afternoon, like everybody will have got there by then. So there won't be any jams. But it was still busy.
Still busy, and so we detoured off, didn't we?
Yeah.
At least we weren't pulling Caravan, we were just in a car.
Yeah.
Is that the one where we went to that pub and there were groups singing?
They were really good.
They were good.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Jazz, she sounded like Cleo Lane or something, didn't she?
Yeah.
She was really good. But there were wasps everywhere.
Yeah, they were.
It must have been in September. It were always in September.
That can't. Well, if we were at Currypole, that were at Easter.
Oh yeah.
Because they did
it was August bank holiday.
Were it?
Won't have been wasps for that in Easter.
No.
No, it was August bank holiday weekend. End of August.
I just thought with them sailing ducks downstream, it was Easter weekend.
No, it was something they did on a fairly regular basis. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. But there were people who were on permanently on there, weren't there?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a caravan with a parrot outside it? Or in a cage outside or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Somewhat unusual.
Yeah. I always seen people with tortoises as well. Do you remember that? Tortoise. Went somewhere and they put this little thing outside and they put the tortoise in it.
Wow. Took it with them?
Yeah, took it with them. But that was before we sort of got involved with Ernie. Because I just wondered how they kept him warm during the day. Because they have to have heat bulbs on, don't they?
Probably warm in a caravan, it's summer.
Could be.
Or a camper.
Aye.
Any road. That's it, folks, I think, for today.
Yeah, 11:10.
So we'll see you tomorrow, maybe. It's Sunday, I think we will.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Bye.
Bye.